Well, this is a bit of a crazy introduction. Just finished the 10k of the Edinburgh Festival, got a 5k to run in like 55 minutes. Just on my way to meet Jon Ward. Jon has just completed 100 marathons for the anniversary of the RAF. Podcast going to be a bit rushed and crazy today. Hopefully I can find him in amongst all these people, and we'll see how we get on. Really want to catch up with this guy. He's got a phenomenal story and it'll be really great to hear it. Oh, Jon, good to see you, sir.
How'd you get on?
I was getting dead on, like dying with chest infection.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to get my pace 8:30 just to see. And normally I'm a 40-minute man, like, you know. Really, I struggle around it.
It's quite tough.
Warm.
Humid, but like just the initial going out, going uphill, the wind.
Be expecting it?
No.
No, was I?
I was thinking like the marathon and half marathon that it's like downhill and just
and
flat.
It just went up and up.
Yeah.
And up.
And it just kind of interrupts your.
So did you go out like the hammers? Did you?
Yeah, I got a 38-minute.
Did you?
So
brilliant.
Not too bad. So just gotta. It's just a thought now. Doing the 5k, going the same way.
I don't know if it is it? No, that's what I want to find out.
I think it is. I think we're going straight up. So rather than when we turned off, we come down here then. That's 5k.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
Can we get somewhere over here? Or?
Say again?
You mind if we go over here somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, ask you if you.
Just leave this here. Just gonna pop over. Just go a wee. You need to.
Going badly rushed now. I couldn't meet you anyway.
You're doing all four as well?
Yeah.
You sorted for Sunday now?
Not really. I'm gonna get a car back because I've got a friend here that lives here that we're staying with.
Yeah.
He knows it like the back of his hand, so
I've got a Lamborghini picking me up now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Class.
So I gotta run to the health centre in Loughborough, and then it's gonna drop.
How far is that?
A mile.
Right, brilliant.
And then yeah, the Lamborghini's gonna take me as far as it can. Hopefully within like half a mile. Run to it, get into the outfit, and then
that's class. I'm gonna look. I wrote down a few questions on a bit of paper there.
Yeah.
Bit of paper is now. So it is like so. It's a shame it's a bit rushed, to be honest. Like, so we're so looking forward to sort of meeting you.
I've got to bloody like shoot off afterwards. I've got to go to Grange now to some RAF thing.
No, it worked for me as well. My son's doing the 5k, the junior 5k after it too, so it relaxes the whole family thing, you know. So we've got Jon Ward, Wardy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jon's just ran 100 marathons in the anniversary for the RAF. I'm just gonna first set the stage and give you some of the races that you've done in April. So wrote them down here, okay?
Yeah.
So on the 1st of April you completed your 100th marathon, which was 3 hours 21 minutes for the anniversary.
Yeah.
7 days later you went to Paris and ran 3 hours and 44 seconds. Sorry. The week after that you got a PB in the park run, 17:59.
Yeah.
Very next day you ran 37:29 in a 10k.
And
then
PB as well for me then.
PB, and the week after that you ran 3:09 in London.
Yeah.
3 days later you came third in a cross-country 10k, running 38 minutes.
Yeah.
And then 4 days later you went to Hamburg and ran 2 hours 58. Phenomenal month of running. Like, I've met people that have run sort of like 100 marathons, but it's unusual to see people carrying that type of pace.
Yeah.
When you started running, stripping it right back, have you always ran? Did you always have that pace in your legs?
No, I mean, my ever first marathons that I did was 2007, 2008. I wasn't in the RAF then. When I was at school, I was a good cross country runner. I went to English Schools Cross Country Championships, but once I left school, kind of alcohol took over. Just playing the Sunday football and usual things you do as a youngster. And when I did them for sort of marathons, I did 4 hours 56. And it wasn't until 2014 that I ran again a marathon.
That was 2007. You were running sort of like 4.5 hour marathons.
Yeah.
That's
and then, as I say, I saw a post on, as Facebook does, remind you of stuff, and just before London, a post came up from 2008, which was my second marathon at London, which I did 4:57, and it was just obviously I was then going to be in London doing my 102nd, having done a sub 3 hour run, and representing the RAF as well. So it was amazing. And not only that, I was 60 kilograms back in 2008. I'm now weigh 72 kilograms. So I generally think that I kind of go against the science as well of what you expect a long distance runner to be.
And that's why I was interested. I've got an invested interest, obviously, being a runner myself. You look at the likes of Movavi, and that is the real stereotype sort of runner, but you're actually well built, strong, you've obviously got a strong core with you. So there must be a real strong mental aspect driving you.
It's for me, like, I don't let myself settle. Don't want to get comfortable. I'm always striving to see how much I can push a body, and that's in us all. But it's the mental aspect to whether we can do it mentally. We're all capable, more capable than we think we are. But there's a lot of people that are generally talented, and that's just their genetics. But you've got the other people that are skilled, and that's where that sort of category I think I fall into, because skills only developed by hours and hours of putting your craft in,
just working on your craft, like,
etc.
Go ahead.
And it's just like I think it's a weird one, because obviously I've done all these marathons consistently over a long period of time, and I've just got better and better. But I haven't lost any weight, 'cause I do my running on the weekend, and then in the week I'm in the gym just doing weights. It's to and fro's really, because I think having a strong core physique is sort of prevented injury, but then at the same time, when you've got like my muscle mass that I have and I'm doing the distances, I require more oxygen. I know that I think if I concentrated just purely on running and lost my muscle mass, would I be doing maybe championship time for a marathon and getting sub 35 etc in my 10Ks.
And it's strange, because these people keep on popping up to go against. We keep on rewriting the rule books all the time, and a lot of your conditioning obviously is coming from the gym. Do you think, is there anything in the gym that you can associate? Do you think it's just a general all over conditioning that's helping, or is there something that when you go to the gym this is going to be working and making me stronger?
No, not really. I mean, I'm no expert in anything. We're all individually different as well. You've got to do what's right for you. And literally I just enjoy going to the gym. So my usual workouts that I used to do to try and build muscle, I still do, but all I do is I've just decreased the weight and increased the reps that I do. So then obviously it's going more for stamina and endurance, and trying to just maintain the physique that I've got.
So at the 100 marathons then, so which has been the favourite one out of that? So done them all over, haven't you?
I've done them all over. It's a hard one. I get asked a question a lot. I always say the Americas, doing a marathon in America is amazing. They just know how to organise it. They are expensive, but it's just they're well planned, always good, well supported, but it's the aspect afterwards. You get you get a festival going on, beer, music, and all that, and it's
a full package.
But I don't, as much as I love London, I don't want to finish a marathon and get given Lucozade, etc. I want a beer.
You worked hard for it.
Yeah, I want a beer, McDonald's, etc. So that's what sort of the American marathons do. But probably my favourite is Athens. Just because that's the sort of original.
That's where it came from.
You're running from Marathon into Athens. And the last mile is just phenomenal, because you've got this kind of downhill slope, crowds either side. You get to the bottom of the hill, you turn right, and all of a sudden it opens up into the Olympic Stadium.
Wow. And
you're running on a track which legends have been made.
That's phenomenal.
It's great. So that's always sticks in memory.
What do you think? So in 2007 you sort of started that marathon journey. Have you learned anything about yourself along that path?
In that time, probably, as I say, I didn't run again until 2014, but I think I've learnt more about myself during the campaign of when I started to think I'm going to do you know, run 100 marathons to coincide with the RAF's centenary. I mean, it was the ambition anyway since 2015 to get into 100 Marathon Club, but it was going to be over 10 years or so, you know. But as I say, I pushed it. But yeah, it's just mentally. I find that running's just changed my life completely. You know, being in the RAF, I'm posted to locations. I'm far away from family and far away from friends. The people I work with, you know, they're great people, but you know, they're married, etc. And I'm a singly, so you know, I needed something to occupy my time. And you know, I used to live on camp, etc. It was very easy to go out and drink, but now it's completely different. Now I just don't. I like a drink, but I don't. I'm not in a rush to go out for one, etc.
Do you find that when you're younger, you have an addictive sort of personality? See, people have sort of taken that path. When they look back, actually, I know for myself, it's sort of similar. Doing ultra running, wondering how far I'm going to go.
It's just fitness in general for me. That's my key thing. You know, we have been again service stuff, but we have to do compulsory PT on a Tuesday, for example, and I haven't been doing it because obviously I've been, you know, I've been doing my thing, and I like to do my own training package, but I've been told now that my thing's finished, I have to do it. And being like in a position of leadership, I have to sort of show example. So I said to them, alright, I'll do it just to show face, but I ain't gonna go, you know, put 100% max into it or anything like that, because obviously I'm still continuing my running, etc. I did that the other day, but did I do that? I went full out. So I just can't do it. I'm not satisfied if I haven't felt my lungs bleed or my muscles aching and cramping. I have to, you know, push it to the max. Just to
see how far you can go, how deep you can go really into that.
The body, you know, that's the thing. The bodies will adapt, and that's like doing what we're doing now. You know, these 4 races. You know, you see people go, oh, just done a half marathon. Do I do a half marathon next week? And I'm like, go and do a race tomorrow, just to trick, you know, just to.
That's it, like.
Get that, shock the body essentially, and you know, the body will adapt to, you know, that, and you'll just get better and better.
When I was listening to Dean Carnaz's last week, and his message was exactly the same. You know, your body will adapt to it. And stop taking all this crap to try and get it to recover and take all these rest days. You're actually doing the damage. Instead, just let your body adapt to that, and it'll just get you stronger, and you'll be able to move forward on that. Last year you ran 53 marathons in 52 weeks?
Yeah.
So that was a real good, perfect example of that. So how do you feel going through that week on week? Because you're meant to run 1 marathon a year, you know. It takes 3 months to recover. This is what you would read at the beginning.
Last year I did, well, obviously I didn't run every weekend, but I had like events where I was doing multi-days. So I had a 7-7, which I did in the South Caribbean. And then I did 2 lots of 11 marathons in 11 days. First one was I did the Great Barrier Challenge in the summer months, and I did. They have the 10 in 10 there. Plus, then I just booked another race for fun, and I averaged 3:43
and the heat
over there with the heat, etc. And I had having an injury on the 5th day as well, which reduced my time quite considerably. But then I did 10 in 10 again, and then another 11:11 in the like back end of November, beginning of December, and I averaged something like 3:21. So you know, not 22 seconds off it. And even my day 9 of racing, I got my 3rd fastest time ever. I did a 3:08 on a day 9 of.
That's what I was interested in, because I was thinking about doing the thing called Donegal quads over in Ireland, like. And now I've talked to people that are doing 10 and 10s, I'm like, where does that stop? Like, because when you run a marathon, you have all these visions of people saying, you know, the next day you can't walk. It just goes in, that seed gets planted in a lot of people's heads. But you doing 11 and 11, I was going to ask how you felt on day 5 and then day 6. But you're saying on day 7 you were, it was like, or 8, your fastest marathon, you were running 3:09.
It's just weird. Just can't.
Were you expecting that?
No, I wasn't. But I say when I do that, them 10 and 10s, I'll go for. I wouldn't go off the 100% out, because that's just. I know I won't be able to do that. But I was running 90% most of the time. of it. So
what did you do in the evening times to recover from that?
Hot bath, and then just fueled up, protein.
Yeah.
Lots of protein.
Protein, carbs. Sort
of. I mean, I'm not a massive carb fan sort of thing, but you know, definitely like protein and
plenty of recovery.
Getting my salt.
So a lot of people talk about you know, cold bath, etc. My physio will say definitely not, get in the hot bath and relax the muscles.
Yeah.
So you mentioned there a hot bath. Is that what you would sort of jump into? Or?
That's what. It's because I don't have a cold bath available, or you know, an ice bath, etc. I don't know. It's just that again. It's just one of them routine things for me. I always have a hot bath every night, regardless of racing, etc. And but yeah, I definitely think it.
What about your heart rate? Do you know what your heart rate is when you're running?
I think it sits around 150. Around 150.
Pretty low sitting at that pace.
Yeah.
And during the race then, how like tomorrow? So today you're running 10k, 5k in Edinburgh. Tomorrow you're going to run the half and the full. What's your fueling strategy going to be for that?
It's the first. Again, it's one of these things that I've just stupidly said I'm going to do because running in an elephant costume wasn't enough. So
is it peanuts all the way around?
Yeah, there's peanuts. We obviously got a pasta party tonight with because I'm obviously raising money for RAF Benevolent Fund. But usually I'd have them at McDonald's. That's well, I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but you know, my time at Paris and then my time at Hamburg, and again with Copenhagen I did recently, you know, got really good times. And I had been struggling at times with cramp, with obviously the warm weather, and just finding races that they don't have any salty stuff. It's just gels, and I don't like gels. And then obviously you're drinking more water, so you're just flushing the salts out. So I just, like, for me now, it's just like I like to have a McDonald's night before, you know, meal food. And get the chicken nuggets in, get that salt. And in the morning I have like a protein bar with something like pork scratchings, or I've just bought some chorizo. You know, again, it's just the salts and fats, and it's not too stodgy on your stomach. You know, not having like milk, you know, in the cereals, because that's something probably adapted to. Because when I first started marathons, I used to have probably 8 Weetabix in the morning, and really, you should get all the fuel you need the night before, and then you just need that little top up. So it's not necessarily nothing too heavy. But in terms of refueling tomorrow, it's going to be a tough one really, because you just got to try and eat when I'm getting a lift back to the start line for the marathon, because I'm not going to be running very fast because I'm in this costume, and I would have obviously gone 100% out to do this half. And other than that, I know there's going to be people dotted about, but I've got a relay team running with me, so they'll be collecting money. So if I plan it in advance, maybe I can like put like, you know, a little bit of snack when they do the changeover, just to continue. But it just means I have to take the costume off the head of it.
It's a not a I don't know what the right word says, but it's sort of a dangerous question to ask people, because people that are listening think, oh, that's what I should do, but everybody is just absolutely different, isn't it? And it's whatever suits you on the day. And it might be gels, it may be salt, it might be pretzels.
Like, you know, I sometimes disagree with some of the stuff that I see in magazines, but everything always contradicts it. And like you say, it is purely yourself. But you just stick to what you are comfortable and what you're used to. Because I remember doing my 100th marathon, I wanted to go for a sub 3. I wanted to go out and win it. You know, that's top off. You know, I had a bit of like some beetroot juice on the morning of, something I'd never done before, and it backfired on me, because I thought, you know, the beetroot would be good for stamina, etc. And it backfired, and it ended up giving me stomach problems, and which meant several trips to the toilet. Hence getting the time that I did, and then kind of every time you're going as well, you know, you're sitting down, so then your muscles are seizing up, but then mentally it starts draining you, because I was out in the lead, and now I've got 5 people ahead of me, and I can't catch them up because I'm too scared that I need to go to the toilet.
And you've experienced that much energy. The best condition I ever got going to a marathon was in Dublin, and I did exactly the same. I had a glass of beetroot juice that morning. I take beetroot juice, but never anywhere near race day. In mile 16 I got pulled off being sick. I went on to complete the race, but it really did play havoc with my stomach. So you've talked about there that you'd just like drive into the next thing and the next thing. July, what's happening in July this year?
So July I'm doing the 10 and 10 at Great Barrier Challenge again.
They're ultras, aren't they?
I'm doing 10 ultras in 10 days.
10 ultras.
And I'm using that purely as training. So you know, I know the great thing about doing all these marathons, etc. You meet sane people, really.
Yeah.
So you've got a running family. So I've got a few people that I'll be running alongside to try and basically slow my pace down, ready for the big thing, one in August when I do race across Scotland.
Yeah. And
so
how far is it?
That's 214 miles thereabouts. So it's running from Portpatrick across the Southern Upland Way to Coxburns Path, 100 hours.
So you have to do 214 miles and 100 yards. Quite a bit of elevation there as well, isn't
yeah,
it?
it works out as much as nearly as high as Everest in elevation gains.
And what was your thought process when you seen that? Is it like the bigger and the more challenging, the scarier it is, it sort of attracts and draws you towards that?
Yeah, essentially it was just, you know, I've just done that 100 marathon challenge. I need something to step it up, etc. And that was just, could I do it? And obviously, if I go and do it, that's the plan, do it. But my main focus will be marathon, to continue running that. But yeah, it's just always, like I say, I'm always striving to see how far I can push that body and what I can really do.
And you talked about earlier on then, like, because you carry quite a lot of muscle, body weight, and you're always trying to strive to get further and further. There's a contradiction in running, isn't there? You go long or you go fast.
Yeah.
And you find then when you sort of get as long and far as you can, because you're running phenomenal time, 17 minutes in a 5k, 38 minutes there today.
Yeah.
I think I'd be on the champagne right now by around 38 minutes. So do you think you're going to come back full circle? Is that what it's in the back of your mind, is to then try and focus on getting the best times you possibly can?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the goal. Just keep driving to get, but keeping the integrity of and staying true to what I'm trying to perceive as a runner, and that, well, not perceive, but trying to basically, you know, show what I'm about as a runner. You know, there's phenomenal. We've all got a different story. We've all come from different backgrounds, and like, you know, people have like made phenomenal transformations from losing weight to, you know, coming off like maybe being alcoholics, etc. You know, some stories, but you know, it's such a, that's my niche, I suppose. I want to try and be this guy that is not your average marathon runner.
So you have a message there. So you have. So if you were to give, just to finish off here then, is there a message you'd like to give anybody, you know, that's trying to break through their sort of limits or barriers, or I wouldn't even think about, because to me you sort of stand for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're breaking all these limits, and I'm somebody myself who tries to break down those limits, but you've actually broken my limits down now. Now doors are opening in my back of my head. Jesus, I was thinking about running 4 marathons in 4 days. Now I'm thinking, 10 and 10 actually sounds a lot more exciting than that.
It's like a holiday camp, really is. A holiday camp for running. It is really good.
John, that's been absolutely amazing. Really glad that we were able to tie up today.
I appreciate you talking to me.
I'm a bit worried I'm going to go out now and try and run a PB in the 5k. I'm not going to be able to run tomorrow, so thanks very much.
All the best.
Good luck,
later.
and good luck for the rest of the year as well. Appreciate it. Thanks, John.
No worries.
That was just awesome. Podcast with Jon Ward, who ran his 100th marathon for the anniversary of the RAF. Phenomenal runner. He's doing the Edinburgh Challenge again this weekend. He ran the 10k today in 38 minutes. There's a huge hill at mile 2, so I think I'd be on the champagne right now about around that. He's just lining up for the 5k, and after the podcast I can tell that man is going to go all hell to leather, even though he's got a half marathon and marathon to run tomorrow. His plan for tomorrow is to try and run an hour and 20 minutes in the half marathon. He then has to run a mile to Musselburgh, where he's got a Lamborghini waiting to pick him up and take him to the starting line of the marathon, where he is then going to place on an elephant suit and run the marathon with the elephant suit on. Place is buzzing. I choked going all the way around that course today with my chest infection, but for some reason after talking to John I feel like I'm going to go out and run a few PBs. Well, I'll try and ease back a little bit. I don't have the same stamina as he has, but what a phenomenal guy, like, you know. I nearly cringed when he said he had McDonald's after his marathons, after running sub 3s. I was like, ah! But that's what works for him, and it's a very important message that what works for one person doesn't work for the other. Shame that it was a small podcast, but we had to run the 10k at 9 o'clock. I met up with him at 10 o'clock, and then we have the 5k at 11 o'clock, so it was in and out. I hope you enjoyed it. The man's a legend. Hopefully somewhere in the future I'll get to tie up with him properly and maybe get a good full session, maybe an hour and a half. Alright guys, good luck and see you on the course. There he comes, glad to see him. Jon Ward, he's nuts. He is nuts. Good man, Wardy. Give her a let.